everything.
Aw, Mr. Innocent.
I am. I didn't do anything.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 8 of the no added salt plus exercise challenge. So, I've not been sleeping like at all for a long time now. I've been up for like 23 hours now. But I did try to sleep, it just didn't happen. And then I got up and was up in the night and I made some boy bread, which means that there's no salt added. So I had a slice of toast at like 4 a.m. And then tried to go back to bed and that didn't happen. So anyway, my husband and I are gonna go grocery shopping. I bought I couldn't find when I was at Albertsons, I was out of juice and I wanted to get some of the cranberry grape juice and I got cranberry blackberry instead. And it's not good. So I put my apple cider vinegar in here and it's even less not good now, or more not good now. Yeah, now it's zingy and not good. So yeah, that's delicious. Anyways, we're gonna go do a bunch of shopping. I am making au gratin potatoes tonight. So I'm gonna make cheese sauce that has no salt added to it, and see how that tastes. And if it's real bad, my husband and I'll eat part of it, and I'll add the miso back into the part that we're making for the boys, because they don't need to be no salt added. I mean, they don't need to have like a ton of salt, but they don't eat a standard American diet in any way, shape, or form, so they don't get nearly as much sodium as a lot of kids probably do. So I'm not too worried about them getting some in like Bragg's and miso and that kind of stuff. In fact, Dr. Greger says that miso is like super healthy for you actually. So anyways, yeah, I think the soy part outweighs the health risk of the salty part of it, if I remember that correctly. So that's good. Anyways, I did my blood pressure this morning after I got out of the shower, before I got dressed, which I think my blood pressure monitor takes my blood pressure easier that way, because it was 97/61 and it had no trouble reading it whatsoever. So I don't know, maybe I'll just try and remember to do it before I get dressed for the day. It might make it easier on the blood pressure cuff. But anywho, yeah, that's it for me for now. We're gonna go do Kroger, Costco, Sprouts, and come home. I've got lots of leftovers, so lunch is not going to be at all exciting. I probably won't even, and maybe I'll take a picture of it to put it up here later for you or whatever, but I probably won't vlog what I'm having for lunch, because literally I've got lots of leftovers in the refrigerator and stuff. So yeah, not exciting, but that's okay. Leftovers are good. That means you don't have to cook again. And so I will be with you guys later to make some cheese sauce and to make some au gratin potatoes. So I will see you guys later. Alrighty guys, so I wasn't actually planning on vlogging lunch, but what the heck, let's just go for it. So I'm having a little bit of the spaghetti with green beans. Oh, Anthony, you're fine, go ahead. And I'm having one shell with some avocado and some leftover tofu stuff. Anthony and I are sharing a salad with some Italian Reserva herb vinegar. And I found no salt ketchup, which really kind of stinks because there is high fructose corn syrup in it. I was like, man, you can't have everything. Anyways, so I am going to try a little bit of this on my tofu just to see what it tastes like. I think it will be fine. It's unfortunate that it's got junk in it, but that's just the way. No, you're fine. But that's just the way that it is. So you can't have everything. I actually would choose to have the salt over the high fructose corn syrup like any day, but seeing as that's not what this challenge is about, that's what we're gonna go with. But anyways, so we're gonna go and sit and eat lunch, and I will talk to you guys again later. Alrighty guys, so it's time to start the process of making some au gratin potatoes, and to start that obviously we need cheese. So I'm going to make boy-friendly, do you need me? You're just gonna stand there and stare at me?
Yeah.
I love my husband.
I was being quiet till you started talking.
So I'm actually making, I would highly recommend, everybody has a cheese recipe that they really like. This is the one that I prefer over all the others, although there are quite a few that are very good. This one is from Little Blue Plates. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Little Blue Plates. If you wanted to try this, go look up the recipe online. I will link it below for you. But I am not making it exactly like the recipe because A, I need to make it without salt because we're going to make it that way without salt this time. And B, I'm making it boy-friendly rather than not boy-friendly, meaning like I'm using a shallot instead of an onion. I'm using lime juice instead of lemon juice. I'm using rice wine vinegar rather than apple cider vinegar. So there's just a few things that get changed, and then also I leave out the paprika. So just a few basics. But anyways, so come on down and take a look at this. So I've got the Instant Pot out. This doesn't take very long in an Instant Pot, but I am doubling this recipe, so I am making a whole bunch so that there's some so that I can make some for Anthony and I, and some so I can make some for the boys. And the only reason that the boys will be different is because I made some vegan ham for them to put in their au gratin potatoes. So as you can tell, I'm measuring everything oh so carefully like I usually do. Okay, so carrots, cauliflower, 4 cups of water. I actually started with hot water this time so that it won't hopefully take quite as long to come up to pressure. Got approximately, totally not measured, 3 cups of potatoes and 2 shallots that I usually put 1 in there, so I'm doubling it, so I just put 2. Oh, this is another thing that changed. So I use sunflower seeds for them when I make their cheese sauce. I use cashews. If I'm making it for anybody else, I would use cashews. So totally use cashews. But it's not bad with sunflower seeds. It's just not, maybe not quite as good as it would be otherwise. Need a whole bunch of nooch. So I'm going to put a cup of nooch in there. And don't breathe. All right. So that is the... Man, every time. So that's the basic ingredients. I'm going to be putting in some lime juice and some rice wine vinegar. There's 3 tablespoons are going in for each of those. I didn't get the garlic out. I need to put some garlic in there. So anyways, I need to put some garlic in there. So I'm going to get that out and take care of that. That is all of the ingredients there. You are supposed to put miso in there and salt. So I usually put a very small amount of salt in it when I make it, like 1/3 of what it calls for. And I put in the miso always. But I'm going to leave the miso out, take it out when it's done and blend it obviously, and try it. And if it's good enough, then I'm going to just serve it that way to the boys as well. And if it's not quite as awesome as it could be, then I'll add the miso into their half. And we'll just go from there. So basically all I need to do is slice some potatoes and put cheese sauce over it, put the boys' vegan ham that I made. And that recipe comes from, what was that website? Do you remember, Anthony?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I'll link it below for you guys. Anyway, I make that recipe almost exactly the way that it calls for. I leave out the pepper and the tomato paste, but everything else is the same. It turns out great. The boys really liked it the last time I made it, so I made some more and I'm going to put it in the potatoes because I think that would go really well. So I'm going to go make some cheese sauce and chop up some potatoes into slices and going to cook it in the oven at, so I've looked up a bunch of different recipes for how to make homemade potatoes au gratin. And I'm going to stick with 400 degrees covered with aluminum foil for an hour and a half. That's what we're going to do. If it is done, I'm not exactly sure. I will probably take the aluminum foil off for maybe like the last 30 minutes-ish, last 20 minutes, something like that. I don't have like cheese that I have to melt or something, so maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that's what I'm going to go do to make some supper, and I will be back with you guys for a taste test later. I think this is going to be like phenomenal, and you can't get any better than this when you're not eating any salt, like for real. Cheese sauce? Yum. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later and have a good one. All right, guys, so I am done cooking. It actually took, at 400 degrees, an hour and 15 minutes. Didn't need to take the aluminum foil off because, like I said before, there was no like extra cheesy strands or anything that needed to brown up or anything like that. Looks fantastic. Here is my plate. Smells really, really, really good. I'm pretty sure that it's going to taste wonderful. But yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see what it tastes like. It's definitely lacking in the salt and doesn't have the miso in it, but I did add the miso to the boys because when I tasted the cheese sauce, I thought that they might like it a little bit better with the miso in it, but very good. I have to say, so far, so good. Like, for real. This whole salt-free thing has actually been pretty easy this time around. And I know we're only a week into it. It's not like we've been doing this for a long time. But this actually has been pretty good. So, this is very good. I'm going to go dish up food for my kids. And my husband will be home with Owen from orchestra here pretty quick. So, we're going to sit down and eat supper. And I'm going to go sleep, maybe, because it's 6 o'clock at night. I've been up since 10 o'clock yesterday morning. So I'm working on being tired now. What are you gonna do? When you can't sleep, you can't sleep. So Anyways, that's it for me for today, guys. I have not exercised today at all. I did go grocery shopping and we walked around a bunch, but that really doesn't amount to much. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip that one for today. That's no check mark for today. Oops. Anyways, I hope you guys had a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow.